This is Christine, and you'll know the drill by now. We're about to wrap up Act 3 of Chronicles of the Gatekeeper in this season of Heroes of the Hydian Way. Send in your questions about the end of the season, our characters, and our experiences to heroes@thehydianway.com, or reach out to us on Discord. Now, with that out of the way, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen, with the dark shadow of the Empire rising to take their place. This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi. Trust in the Force.
They've outgrown their age of rebellion, dulled the Empire's edge, defeated Imperial generals and the Pirate Queen's dredge. They've been soldiers and scoundrels, what's there left to be? How about lost acolytes looking for their force and destiny? There's a seer, hermit, investigator, and teacher. Better watch your back or a vibe or ring's gonna reach you. Will this team find the light or will darkness win the day? Find out with the heroes of the Hydian Way.
Previously on Heroes of the Hydian Way, Kesh, Skip, Hillary, and Koba arrived on the planet Moraband to speak with Soljo Ward. They were interrupted by the arrival of another interested party, the Imperial Inquisitor Carl. A warrior, an investigator, a wanderer, and an entertainer turned from the foundering conversation to face a trained Imperial agent. The melee began with Kesh, Koba, and Skip converging on the Inquisitor. Hillary hung back so he could be support. Ward was a wild card, and no one was prepared when he tried to level the playing field with a swiftly thrown saber. But our heroes would not give up so easily. Cheer them on as the battle ebbs and flows.
Welcome to Heroes of the Hydian Way. This is a Star Wars actual play podcast, and we're playing in Fantasy Flight Games' Force and Destiny system. This adventure is inspired by Chronicles of the Gatekeeper, as developed by Tim Cox and Max Brook. This is Act 3, Episode 17, and I'm Ben, the GM for this adventure.
I'm Kesh, the Trandoshan seer, and I think I'd want my last words to actually be more like an intimidating roar or a cool and collected, you fought well to my opponent, something like that.
I'm Koba, the Doug investigator / Sheehan expert, and I've had a few chances to workshop my last words.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the first time I've almost died, so I don't want to spoil the surprise. I like to leave people with sort of something to think about, though, some existential observation.
This is because I hit you with the sand, isn't it? I don't want to talk about my last words. These are not going to be my last words. No, they're not. I'm perfectly fine right now. Everything is fine. These are not my last words. I'm just going to keep talking, so they're not my last. I'm Skip. I'm the Galarian Secret Hermit. I'm bleeding kind of a lot right now. All right, I'm also an Atari Striker.
Yeah, hit those Ataris.
Leave me alone. There's a lot of blood. I'm sorry, Cash. I would have liked it.
It's okay. It looks pretty cauterized from here. You'll be fine. I mean, most of you will be fine.
How are you talking about all that sand in your mouth?
It's alright, just rub some dirt in it. It'll stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
All right, last words. Would be something funny, maybe, hopefully. How are you doing, Hillary?
And I'm Hillary. I've made a lot of very poor choices in my life. I have apparently made another one. And I suspect if I die in an interesting way, it will probably be something rather underwhelming, like, I didn't see that coming. Or really, it'd probably be like,
To learn more about our heroes, we get one task and another question, and it is now Hillary's turn.
Skip.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about when you met Gudge.
Well, somebody already asked me that, I think, in the middle of season 1. But I'm perfectly happy to tell that story again.
That's good. Focus on me. Tell me about Gudge.
In an improv way, because I don't have my notes open. Not that I need notes or anything. I remember how I met my best friend. Although, I mean, it's probably not super realistic to say that Gudge is my only best friend. Because you're really nice. And your teeth are really shiny. Did anyone ever tell you that your teeth are really shiny? Oh, anyway, Gudge, right. Gudge is such a nice friend of mine. I rehabilitated Gudge. Gudge was hurt. Got hit by a speeder. People are really, really reckless drivers. It was a human. But I'm not, I don't have a thing against humans or anything. Just, some humans are really bad drivers. I feel a little dizzy. You feel a little dizzy? It's kind of hot in here. You're a really nice friend. Oh, I didn't notice that you had 4 buttons on that shirt.
There used to be
Usually
5.
shirts come with odd. That makes more sense. All right. I'm trying real hard to keep the sandstorm going, just so you know.
You're doing a wonderful job. It's beautiful. Beautiful sandstorm. I love the whole sand wall effect thing.
Yeah, it's supposed to hurt real bad. I hope it does, but not Cash. I feel bad. That's probably hurting Cash a little bit, but Cash has probably thicker skin than Koba because, Koba's a mammal, and mammals have, thinner skin, and they're a little more breakable. Oh, now I'm feeling pretty thin-skinned right now. Just trying to keep this head up. It's going real well. You asked a question about Gudge, right?
Yep.
Did I answer it?
Yep, you did very well.
Oh, that's good. Gudge is nice. Gudge is a good friend.
Oh, yes. I have a job. Our current destiny pool for this session consists of 2 light side points and 4 dark side points.
We are on the surface of Moribund in a arena on top of a onyx citadel. In this arena, you have, in the very center, a obsidian throne, and off to one side, you have a crash TIE fighter, and just beyond that, you have these 6 beings. We have, in almost a line, well, the lines are kind of broken, but it started out as Skip, Koba, Kesh, and Hillary, and then Carl to one side, Ward on the other. Ward has moved in closer to the group, towards their back. Kesh and Koba have engaged the besanded Carl in melee combat. Off to the side, Hillary is moving over to a fallen Skip, who has fallen to the ground as Ward has just chopped off their left leg.
Did he get his saber back, or is it still over here?
He got his saber back.
Dadgummit.
He had the second point. Carl is fighting off Kesh and Koba. Skip is on the ground after getting almost taken out with the lightsaber of Ward, and there is Hillary running over. And we are in combat with a initiative order. We're at the top of the second round of combat, and the initiative order is 1 PC, 2 NPCs, 3 PCs, and the 2 NPC turns at the end.
Okay.
Which means we have a PC to go first.
Gee, I really hope y'all don't mind. Hillary would like to do some healing.
I don't know if I like that. I think we have more important things to worry about. Yeah, go for it. I think somebody might need it.
And then Hillary turns and heals Cash.
Oh, thank you.
I mean,
I had that one wound was really bothering me.
I'll never be able to heal the wounds of betrayal from being sandblasted by a teammate, but
See, the thing is that Cash didn't protect me, and so I sandblasted Cash. It's like,
Oh,
fair
but
play.
Cash is feeling a little bit bad about that, but
Oh yeah, this is Kesh and Hillary's fault.
how close am I to Skip? Because I just moved around behind everyone.
Yeah, you had backed off.
Yeah, you had backed off from the group, sort of standing in behind when everyone was attacking Carl. And now you're at pretty much short range of Skip.
All right. Hillary will start by spitting at Ward. This is your great future? Attacking a child who's not even looking at you? I don't know how you can even believe you're in the right. And I will very overtly turn my back on him. And I will move so that I am engaged with Skip, in the vague hope that my protection can be kind of shared. I'm not hoping for that mechanically. Like, that's just Hillary knows that he's got something from Kesh, and he wants to hopefully include Skip. And he will kneel. I'm sorry. This was my choice, and it was the wrong one. But let me do what I can for you.
It's fine. I need to concentrate right now. Don't worry about it. Woo!
Okay, so of my 4 force dice, I got 3 light, 2 dark.
Oh gosh, for a second my Discord blipped out and I said woo because it looked like 4 light side points, just like 1 light side point on each die.
Wouldn't that have been kind of nice? Alright, so I don't need to worry about range because I'm there, so I use 1 to trigger.
Yep.
I can heal additional ranks to medicine. I'm sorry that I have to do this every single time, guys. So
It's okay. It was the same thing with me in Protect or Move. We don't use these necessarily often enough to have it committed to memory.
So I automatically heal 2, because that's my intellect. And I can heal
I thought they could put that up.
4 with control. If I don't use the dark sides.
1 point.
Yeah.
Didn't you put your intellect up to 3?
Did I? I did. So 5.
Yeah.
So I'm still only on 1 pip thus far. So if I use the 3, that's 5, 6, 7. I imagine this is not a status effect that I can remove.
No, this would be the deep control.
Yeah, I see that. But if I use the second pip, I'm currently at 5. I've got 2 strength upgrades. That can be 6, 7.
8. If you've got 2 strength upgrades? Yeah.
8?
2 strength upgrades would be 1 or 2 per pip. So you do 1 that gets you 5, and then 2 more pips would get you another 4, so 9.
Yeah. And if I don't use the dark side, which I kind of feel like I almost don't need to because that's 9 health, whatever, I can also heal strain up to the 9.
For yourself or for me?
I believe it's for you.
Oh.
Yeah, that is my understanding.
Because it's the person I'm healing.
Nice. Alright, so that'll put me to 0 strain and 2 wounds.
So yeah, I will lay my hands on Skip and I'll give Skip a hug as I apologize, and that the healing power of love heals.
And that's when Skip is like, Hillary, I'm really trying to concentrate here.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Oh, sorry.
But you're not. Your hugs feel really nice, actually.
Just keep doing your thing. I've got you here. I've got you. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. That does count towards your functional
Stimpack use.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. I will jot that down on my...
Your heal is pretty powerful.
Worked on that.
No, but it's actually it works out really well because Skip had to go down to 1 knee. So you are actually so Skip was actually at Hillary hugging height.
Oh, that's good. You say you're down on my level.
Yeah.
Let's see what the bad ones do.
But since we're hugging, I'm not really a child. I think I'm an adult for the most part. Do you just call everyone that's younger than you a child?
You're quite younger than me, my friend.
Oh, I feel a lot more chatty now. That's great hugs.
I've often been noted as a good hugger.
All right. So I am thinking, let's deal with Ward first.
Barstool.
Ward is going to use his improved center of being to make sure that if anyone tries to attack him, it is going to be harder to crit him. I mean, the guy is ripped. I think he actually is going to go in and try and punch Cash.
But punch, not lightsaber punch.
Okay, this is almost entirely on account of the comedic value of it, but also
Okay.
I just remember that Cash is swirled in sand, so that would be a bad idea.
Oh no! Come give me a hug. It's lovely in here.
Come at me, bro.
He is going to start moving over towards Hillary and Skip and gets in close, but just stands menacingly with his lightsaber out. I don't think he's going to actually attack. Oh. Wait, no, he is. It actually makes a huge amount of sense if he's trying to knock out Skip. Yeah, he is going to attempt to punch out Skip, as in try and knock out. Don't know. I don't think that the same way that he can do stun damage off of a punch, but...
I mean, I'm kind of right there in between them.
Come at
Yeah.
me, low rent Saruman.
He also might notice what Hillary's doing.
Yeah.
Mm.
I also I thought about that, but I love the image of Ward walking up, standing there menacingly for a moment, and Hillary assuming like the defensive stance, staring up at this large ripped human.
So he doesn't have his lightsaber in his hand anymore? He's
He-
just punching me?
No, he does have his lightsaber, but he listened to Hillary, and he's trying to do the... He's not punching, he's kicking. He is trying to do the... Like, Skip is down mostly on the ground, so I'm figuring he's going to either try and knee Skip or kick Skip and try and knock Skip out that way.
It does actually give him a boost, I think, to attack. Melee versus prone target.
Am I prone? I just said that I'm on a knee.
I mean,
guess- or I'm on a...
prone is more of a mechanical term in this instance, I think. You're not in a position to juke and dodge.
Yeah. And Skip doesn't have any defense.
Except for an angry little dino dad, lightsaber, standing right there. It's got to count for something.
I'll give you an upgrade for that.
And wait, the double setback thing or double threat thing, Brandon, was that engaged?
That's only on Carl.
Darn.
Yeah, this is going to be the thing.
Wow.
So, because he's using his enhance, 1 failure, 3 advantage, 1 triumph, 6 light side, and 2 dark side, because I've got the auto one, which actually is enough to push it over. That if he uses the 2 there, that means he hits, which would mean he does 5 damage.
And that's not breach.
No, that has no pierce on it at all.
Okay, I have 5 soak.
I mean, it's worth 1 strain to actually get a tiny damage on Skip to disorient.
Sure, try it.
No, I think it's going to be worthwhile just letting it knock off, but I do... I mean, it does have a triumph on it. It all comes down to I'm just not willing to spend that much strain.
Aw.
He has light side points enough that he could actually get past the parry, but...
Okay, I wasn't sure if you had... Yeah, because I have 2 points of reflect. I only have 1 point of parry, so I can take 3 more damage.
Yeah, but that would
Before
I would still need to go into the light side points to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm
fine with you doing that.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm not. I don't want to spend the strain.
Yeah.
Of all things, I'm not wanting to spend the extra 3 strain just to get in. On the other hand, I'm going to go with he is distracting. So the next thing, he is going to heal 1 strain. He is going to give a targeted setback to Skip for the next thing Skip does next.
Okay.
And I am thinking that I kind of want to have like Skip's attention drawn to Ward instead of Carl. I don't know if that's enough.
If that's something you can, mechanically do, that's fine. Would that mean that like you're decommitting my die from the sandstorm?
I wouldn't be doing that. I think more that it's going to be an upgrade of skills next check for difficulty for free.
Okay.
So setback and upgrade to skip?
Yeah. For difficulty, yes. Which takes care of Ward. Now it is Carl, who is starting to feel the effects, fairly heavy effects, of that corrosive atmosphere. Now, is that focused on someone, or is it focused on an area?
It's focused on... Oh, good question. I think the way it's worded is area. Yes. Corrosive atmosphere in a small area.
Alright, so he is, at the start of this turn, he's definitely taking the damage. I think he's going to move and then try and use harm. I think he's moving out of the corrosive area and then using harm. And his primary target on harm is going to be Cash, because he's already damaged Cash a little bit, and he's been kind of focused in on Cash.
Okay. Does that involve a skill check or just a force power check?
It's... Force power check, yeah.
Okay. I can do nothing. Do your thing. Yeah, because I don't think defense or anything comes into play either.
Yeah, actually he's going to do the harm check and then move on account of order of...
That makes sense.
So I keep on forgetting to put the die in, but he's got 4 dark side pips, and he also has 3 light side. But I am unlikely to need that. He does 1 pip to do 3 damage to Cash, ignoring soak.
Okay.
He is spending a force point to increase the number of affected enemies by 1. And then he is spending a point to heal an equal number of wounds for himself. So he's doing 3 damage to Kesh and Koba, and healing for 6.
Okay. And unfortunately, Protect is not going to stop that.
And then he's going to move out of the sand blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's still there, so we can shove him back in if we want.
Yeah. Although Cash is a little bit more concerned with Ward for the moment. Anything else from Carl?
No, for Carl, that's it. He's doing his 1 move to get out of there and the harm.
Okay. All right. Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'm all for it. I can...
Should Skip go before Cash at least?
That makes sense.
That's probably a good idea to have Skip go first because of the ranged conundrum again.
Okay. So yeah, Carl would be at short range.
Okay, well in that case, Skip will sort of let out a deep sigh and let the sandstorm drop, focusing their attention on Ward. And I don't know.
Can I assist a combat check?
Doing so requires that you take the assist action on your prior turn.
I have encouraging words where I can take a strain and assist as an incidental.
I'm pretty sure encouraging words can be combat checks.
That sounds about right.
Okay, so Hillary's still right there with Skip. It was a good plan. It was a very good plan, but you have other skills too. Pat. Take strain.
I appreciate it. I don't have any pithy words for it this time, but I do think that one was working just fine. And redirects their attention on Ward. Sandblasting Ward. Because I can keep doing it, according to the book. I got 4 + 1 dark side points.
I mean, that is fitting.
Which I'm perfectly fine using. So, he is in short... Oh no, he's engaged with
He's
me.
engaged with you and
Okay.
Hillary.
So I don't need to do the distance then. Which means I can use one of those points to make sure that Hillary is not troubled by that. 2 points for creating the area. I don't need to do a points at my disposal. Okay, yeah, I've got 3 points at my disposal, so I will make it that Hillary, Koba, or Kesh are not affected by this sandstorm if they, choose to get into it. Although Hillary is already into it, and I only needed the 2 points, so that's 5. I'm not bothered by it, or
I think you're your own ally in the way that this game defines allies, but I can't recall. I don't think you're automatically exempted from the effects of the power, unless it says that somewhere.
Okay, so the people that are exempt from the corrosive environment this time are Skip, Hillary, and Kesh, because fair is fair. 3 damage to Ward, and Skip's just gonna use their move action to just kind of get in a slightly more comfortable position sitting on the sand.
All right, so how many, just so that I'm clear, how many dark side points did you use?
I used 5.
All right.
I'm okay with this. That means I've used 8 this game. That's a conflict point each, right?
It's a conflict point each, but the more pressing thing for the moment, because you can go huge on conflict, but until we actually do the morality roll, it doesn't take effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's more the strain that I'm worried about, or concerned about. Yeah. Wanting to make sure that you're tracking.
So, I had got down to 0 strain because of Hillary.
Yep.
Cool. Alright, so that was my movement, just hunkering down on the ground, and I'm done.
Alright.
And Cash, you don't have to take 3 sand damage.
I appreciate that. That was another added bonus to having you go before me.
You theoretically would have only taken it once, I think.
All right, so Brandon, sound like you knew what you wanted to do?
I just figure my action is not going to massively affect anybody else's action.
Okay.
So I was ready to jump in if nobody was in a rush.
Go in and go for it.
Okay, so Koba is going to stay on Carl.
Okay.
I'm not going to let Carl disengage or mess with anybody else.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Yep. He'll probably look over at Cash. Take care of Ward.
I was thinking the same thing.
And then let's do the attacking. I'm gonna do a flow this time with my lightsaber attack.
Okay.
But otherwise, same deal. Crossguard saber, etc.
Okay, yeah.
Oh. That's 2 advantage, 1 triumph, and a bunch of pips.
You could aim.
I thought about aiming, but didn't want to spend the... I had to move, so I didn't want to spend
Okay, fair enough.
strain to aim as well. The force part... I'm going to use the 2 light side pips to give myself... Actually, I think it's technically anybody engaged, but I'm going to use a pip to exclude Carl. An advantage to lightsaber checks until the end of my next turn.
So Carl would get an advantage to his lightsaber check?
I think technically that's how flow would work, but I have a magnitude, so I'm going to spend 1 of my pips to exclude Carl from getting the effects.
Okay, that's fair.
Because it's kind of, ebb and flow is kind of like a bursty aura sort of thing.
Okay, yeah.
So you harm or help like everybody around you, but you can like with Alter, you can leave people out of it.
Okay, that's fair.
So I've got an advantage on lightsaber checks until the end of my next turn. And I don't hit anything. With the triumph, if possible, I would like ideally for this to really focus Carl's attention on Koba. Koba's not landing hits just now, but he's coming at Carl with enough aggression and a lot of those quick and cunning jabs that Shi'an experts do to make it pretty hazardous for Carl to continue to go after somebody else.
Okay, that is absolutely fair. I totally go with that.
And with the advantage, I will just recover some strain because this is going to start becoming a parry battle. So
yeah,
yep,
That's fair.
and that's that.
What is my range from Ward?
At this point, I'll go with short.
Okay. Then Kesh is going to use a maneuver to close up on engaged with Ward. She
Okay.
starts to move at something of a run, and she's going to lightsaber him.
All right.
Kesh will be pleasantly surprised to find that when she closes the distance on the swirling sand around Ward, that it doesn't hurt this time.
That's that's very, very good. I was going to deal with it anyway.
Kesh has actually been exfoliated as opposed to been sandblasted.
I think as she's coming up and swinging, she doesn't really say any words so much as lets out sort of a more bestial snarl, because Skip is over there very hurt, and Ward is menacing Hillary.
Feral dinosaur mode.
What is... I'm going to guess Ward is also an Adversary 3?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have any defense?
He has 1 rank of defense, and don't forget on the harder to crit.
Correct. I suspect I will be wanting to spend more advantages on strain rather than critting, but you never know. Lightsabers crit easy.
I mean, they really do.
Okay, so it's 3 yellow, a green, all my force dice, because of draw closer. There's no reason not to, versus the little 1 targets, versus 2 red, a purple, and a setback. Well, that's a thing. It's okay, though. It's okay, because draw closer, the reason why I moved up instead of trying to pull him towards me is I can also spend force pips for successes. So I'm going to spend that light side pip for a success, Ben.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be 1 success, 2 advantages, and a triumph.
Okay.
So my damage is going to be 9 breach 1. I'm going to spend the 2 advantages to recover some strain. I'm going to guess Ward's parrying.
Yeah, Ward is parrying, so...
Let me know if I still do damage, because that might affect triumph use.
Yeah, you do still do damage.
Okay. Now, does center of being or whatever, does that affect triumph use for crits?
No, it just says crit rating of the enemy's wounds counts as 2 higher. So then no.
All right, so I'm recovering 2 strain with the advantages, and with the triumph, I am going to crit. And I have a vicious 1 saber. Okay, and I have a vicious 1 saber, so that is going to be compromised. I'll take it. So Ward will increase the difficulty of all skill checks by 1 until the end of the encounter. So Ward's able to parry some of the blow, but Kesh is able to deal a little bit of damage.
All right.
And that is what I have. So I can't think of another thing to use a maneuver on right now. Okay, bad guys.
Mm-mm.
I'm making friends. How about you, Koba?
Koba has definitely made a friend. Who is Ward going to go after? Because he just had a lightsaber wielder come in and attack him and hit and do damage. There is the Sandblaster person, who I've already recorded the damage from. And then there's the healer. Which, out of the 3, the healer's probably actually the most dangerous.
Dangerous!
Even just if Hillary doesn't do harm, it's still dangerous.
Oh my gosh, if Ward goes after Hillary, Skip is gonna go berserk.
If Ward goes after Hillary, Skip won't be the only one.
On the other hand, someone is routinely blasting people with sand, and that also is a very questionable thing in ward's
There are
mind.
lots of targets of opportunity here.
Well, there's a lot of good targets, so it's
Yeah.
okay. Which one do I go with?
I'm still in the way. I just want to say that.
I have a sword that can cut legs off. I feel like I'm going to cut the leg off of the sand druid who's just hurting people with sand.
The
I am
sand
morally
what?
superior with my fire sword.
He has no illusions that he is morally superior to anyone. And that is the most dangerous kind of person, because if they're not morally superior, what do they need to hold themselves back from? Yeah, it makes the most sense for him to go after Skip, and then he will jump. Because he is enhanced down to a maneuver.
Does he still get the upgrade from me being in the way?
I'll go with sure.
Thank you.
I'm going to sense advantage on this and pass a couple of setback dice on, if I may.
Is that 2?
It's 2 setbacks, yep.
Okay.
Don't hurt our froggy person.
Again.
Again. I mean, yeah, more.
I'm assuming every time his turn is up, he is going to be doing the center of being stuff.
That's fair.
Like, is that an action, a bonus action?
It is a incidental.
Oh, okay, yep. So no reason not to.
Other than it costing his terrain, no. And let's see what that does.
Oh,
Six
dear.
success.
so much
one
for
advantage.
sensing an advantage.
Yeah. So that does 15 damage
With the lightsaber?
with the lightsaber.
So it ignores all soak.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Down again.
mathing. Yeah, no, I'm down again.
Yeah.
Because I can only parry 3 of that away. Okay. So that puts me at 17 of my 11 wounds. Where does he slice at Skip? Is it like an abdomen thing, or?
I'm figuring, yeah, he wouldn't be doing anything. I mean, he does have the sand in his face, so he doesn't have great targeting on it. So I'm figuring, yeah, he's going to be going after an abdomen
All right.
slice, like a torso slice.
Okay, so there will be a small sort of squeak of surprise as Skip crumples over and falls to the ground, the sand falling with them.
Okay. And then, because went beyond threshold, that is a crit. Plus 10 because of the other crit. Which means you're winded.
Checks
Sure
out.
am.
Yeah.
No lies detected.
The target cannot voluntarily suffer strain to activate any abilities or gain additional maneuvers.
Oh my god. Okay.
That means the dark side is cut off from you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's,
So
that's
is
it.
parry and reflect.
That's it. You're
geez,
cut
yeah.
off, Skip. Go home.
A good number of my abilities are cut off from me right now. As well as I'm cut off from being
I was about to say,
awake.
you mean like breathing?
Yes.
Oh no, Skip's still breathing.
Yeah, it's that shallow, wet breathing you do when you're bleeding out.
Yeah,
I think there's probably a rules argument that could be made for this doesn't include Darkside Pips, because using a Darkside Pip isn't activating an ability.
Okay, yeah, that
it's fine. I'm mostly...
I can definitely go with. Yeah.
I'm mostly...
But yeah,
just
parry and
like,
stuff for sure.
Parry or reflect
Okay, yeah.
are not happening anymore. Okay.
I don't suppose... Or is there a heal one that lets you let people ignore crits? Or is that just endure?
I hope our audience is ready for our first Heidi and Way character death.
So that was his maneuver. He is now attempting, because his rolling has been atrocious, to jump away.
Does he also have enhance?
Which he is able to jump away. He got over half the characters here have enhance.
All I wanted was to jump like a frog, and now I have no leg.
Oh, you can jump like a one-legged frog.
Okay, so it's one to move to short. So he is... I think he's going to medium distance and using a pip to get strain back. Because he has a Dentari crystal. Which means for every pip that he spends, he can get 2 strain. Which was the other reason. And now Carl is going to attack Koba, as they seem to be... The fight with Ward has been very... Not exactly one-sided, but...
Desperate.
Very desperate, very... Like, one person doing a thing, but it's never engaging with each other. Whereas with Koba and Carl, it's closer to an actual sword fight. Like, there is blades touching, they are parrying, they are hitting through, that sort of stuff. Carl is now going to attack Koba and just lightsaber at Koba.
All right. Koba has been maintaining the defensive version of Sense, so Spider Sense kicks in to upgrade the difficulty of this twice. Koba's sabers also give him 1 defense.
Huh.
And Koba is able to rattle off Carl's attack on account of the positive dice barely showed up, giving him 2 failure, uncancelled, and 1 threat.
I think I would just like that threat to be a strain. Koba,
Fair enough.
does some blocking and dodging, and maybe somewhere in there gets a moment to kind of, somersault over Carl and cuff the side of his helmet with a hand or something like that.
Okay.
Not enough to do any real substantive damage, but certainly a little bit of a prod, a poke,
Yeah.
a paper cut.
Most certainly. That brings us to the top of the round. We've got Skip laying unconscious, winded, and with 1 leg. Hillary standing at Skip's side, glaring up at the place where, until a moment ago, Ward was standing. And we've got Kesh standing pretty close by with her lightsaber out off to the side at a short distance away. On the other side of a pile of sand is Carl and Koba rattling sabers against each other. And a bit past that is Ward, who seems to be smarting from his own injuries from Kesh and Skip's assaults.
So, has Ward effectively disengaged?
He's at short range to you. He's not really
Okay.
disengaged. He's just...
He didn't, jump back out of the fight.
No, he didn't jump out of the fight. He just jumped away from, hey, look, there are 3 people here. I don't want to be around 3 people.
Fair enough. All right, who wants to first go?
Not it.
Christine, you didn't get that far in the tree, but Ward probably did. And it says character, not PC.
Oh. Fair enough, Leslie.
I think you should go first personally, but
How far away is Ward?
He is medium range to you. He's short range to Koba, medium range to everyone else.
Oh, he jumped
Yeah,
away in that
he
direction.
jumped
Okay.
away.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad I got him away from my friends, but I also don't want to let him go. So I'm going to try to follow his example and jump after Ward. As a maneuver, 2 light side pips, 2 dark side pips, which it is 1 to move 1 range band, a 2nd light side pip to, I believe, close to engaged.
I remember he had rolled 3 last time, but he spent 1 on healing strain.
Yep, that's why. So Cash will jump down in front of him and say, "Where do you think you're going?" And I'm going to swing at him again.
All right, so adversary 3, he does have 1 defense.
You did not get your wish. I didn't really get my wish too much either, but that's okay.
Oh, really?
Because I've got 3 successes and I rolled 3 dark side pips. So I guess it's actually 4. I got to remember the virgins. And I don't feel like using those. You know what, though? We're coming up on the end of the night. I'm going to re-roll this. Actually, let me double check. Okay. If I'm using Natural Mystic to re-roll... Actually, it's not a force power check.
Yeah.
Never mind. Can't do it.
Yeah, it's a combined check.
Yep. I just gotta think through these things. So that'll just be 11 damage breach 1.
11
No,
damage, breach 1.
Yep.
Dammit.
No bells and whistles this time.
Not bad, though.
Nope.
There's a reason why I said Dag Nabbit. Okay, so that's 3 strain. That brings that up. And okay, so he is not down, but he is definitely pretty ragged.
Got nothing else I can do on my turn. So that is it.
Gross.
All right, so now we get Ward and Carl.
I would think very carefully about what I would do if I were you.
He's at short range.
Engage with me.
Yeah, but short range from Carl.
This is true. Look, at some point you have to deal with the large, angry reptile that would like to see you dead.
Yeah, I mean, Ward is going to take a swipe.
Okay.
It's more, what is Carl going to do? Because Carl has a surprisingly useful power.
Okay.
So I do think Carl is going to use that power again.
I take it's harm.
Yes, he is using harm.
Okay.
And obviously going with his primary target of Koba, because Koba's right in front of him.
Yeah, come at me.
Yeah, because I'm at short range. Right?
Yeah. Okay, so 4
Ugh.
points. Without tapping into that. Because, well, like everyone, not wanting to use that much strain. Spend 1 point against a power against someone who's engaged. Spend 1 pip to punch it out another range band.
Oh.
Another pip to increase the amount of targets. He can only affect 1 enemy per force pip, so he is only going to use 1 pip on that. And since everyone else is at short range to him, he's still going lightsaber wielders, so the other one's going to be Cash. And he is spending his 4th point on healing someone, which in this case it is going to be Ward.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
So how much damage was that?
3 to Koba and 3 to Cash.
Okay.
Doesn't actually hit for a whole heck, but it's when he starts doing the entire aura.
Yeah, I mean, 3 damage that isn't reduced by soak is still...
So wait, you can heal other people from harm? I thought you could just heal yourself from harm.
According to the Inquisitor building thing, it's...
Oh, it's probably a him thing. Which is fine. I mean, I should know that bad dude's gonna have bad dude stuff.
So that would be...
6 to Ward.
That's Carl done. Ward is just going to do a straight up attack on Kesh. Next time.
All right. I've got 4 melee defense.
Nice.
Okay, that's R. Again, there is no point in not spending the pip because it is not a force power.
Mm-hmm. Again, coming up on the end of the night, so you know what? I'm going to upgrade it back. Because unlike some people, my armor is not Cortosis.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Holy cow.
I mean, it could have gone a lot worse for me.
Nope.
It's just still not going to be pleasant.
Yeah, okay, sorry. It's also that this is the first not 2 advantage, 1 triumph, however many force points.
Yeah.
But Ward got essentially an uncanceled triumph. Everything else canceled out. Just Ward had a triumph with a success.
Okay.
So that means Ward is doing a grand total of 10 damage, breach 1.
Okay, hold on. 10 damage, breach 1.
Yep.
I will parry, but I only have parry 1.
It's still changing 3 damage into 3 strain.
Yeah. That also means I don't go unconscious.
Oh.
So
I didn't think that you were that close.
The harms have really been softening me up.
I mean, harms are pretty good at that.
Yep. And what do you spend that triumph on?
I mean, it's been a theme, and honestly, I can't think of anything else to do with it, so yeah, I'm just going to crit.
That's fair.
And this is just a straight crit. There is no modifiers, right?
I'm
can't. Yeah, he's got a Dantari Crystal. There's nothing he's got that increases it by any.
Oh. How did it increase on skip then?
He had 5
There
advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
Okay.
he critted
That's
multiple
right.
times.
Okay. Okay. Let's see this.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Woo!
Go- My lightsaber drops.
I've never actually seen that crit.
I mean,
Sudden jolt is the crit.
rolled an 11. The target drops whatever's in hand.
so
But not their hand.
Yes.
Correct.
It's
Usefully.
not you, Ren.
Yes.
So Cash's lightsaber cane drops to the ground, which also lowers her defense by 3 if somebody else strikes her before she gets to pick it back up.
Okay, yeah, that is kind of inconvenient.
Yeah.
Okay, so that does bring us to...
I'm gonna murder Carl.
Okay.
I'm gonna manifest murdering Carl. Is anybody other than Carl engaged with Koba?
No.
Okay.
Everyone is at least short range.
Okay, excellent. In that case, Koba is going to 1 maneuver to aim, buy a second maneuver to aim a second time. We are going to ebb all over the place. And because this is a lightsaber attack, last round's flow gives me 2 auto advantage because I said this in the text chat, but earlier I rechecked the rule between turns, and flow in fact would not affect Carl in the first place. So the pip I thought I had to commit to excluding him, I just got to use for a second advantage instead.
Which is totally cool.
I'm gonna be so mad if I miss. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Oh, no.
Those red dice.
That's bad.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's 3 failures, 3 advantage, and 3 dark side pips.
Isn't it 5 advantage because you had 2 auto advantages?
Oh, then yes. 3 failure, 5 advantage, 3 dark side pips.
So yeah, this is like the epic rattling off of each other's sabers.
Everything is awful.
Like,
When you're part of a team.
Yeah. Yeah, if only I were alone. Oh, man. I didn't even get as many dark side pips as I was hoping. Well, pips as I was hoping. The fact that they're dark side is somewhat irrelevant. Okay, well, first things first. Dark side stuff, or force stuff. Ebb, I am just using Ebb as everybody engaged with Koba suffers, in this case, it would be 3 strain.
okay, so that's using all 3 of those points to strain him.
Which, of course, means I'm flipping a point and suffering a bunch of strain myself. But we're fine. The main thing is Carl takes some strain.
Totally. That.
And although 5 advantage would be awesome if I had gotten any sort of hits, that's what I was going for, so I could just crit for days. I got no hits, so I can't crit for days. So instead, I will make the boring but logical play of getting rid of 5 of the 8 strain I now have.
Okay,
Oof.
that totally works. Wow.
If I have to just outlast Carl, I will take it. If this is just one of those fights, like in an anime or something, where like hours from now, we're just like both really, really, really tired, but clearly can't get a hit in on either of us. If he just collapses before I do, I will call it a win.
I mean, fair.
I am finished.
I think we all are. I'm not conscious, so Hillary, it's you.
Yeah.
While I'm healing,
Looks like Hillary's ready for this.
I'm sure everybody's really surprised by that. What is my range to everyone?
Koba is short range, Kesh is medium range.
And I'm crumpled at your feet.
So, got 2 ranks of magnitude.
Mhm.
I heal all of my allies 9.
All?
Well, 1 to trigger, 2 for magnitude, which increases additional targets by ranks. So that's my original target, and then 2 more. 2 for range. Oh, that only gets me to short, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hell on wheels. So I miss Kesh. Unless
It's
I move.
okay. That's still awesome.
No, I moved to short. I heal everybody.
Ooh, yeah.
Then
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
short
Good call.
with everyone.
Yeah.
Just a big Hillary aura of helpful.
Kesh is feeling worlds better now.
Koba is now, after all that strain recovery and this heal, in better shape than when the fight started.
Yeah.
And then, question, is winded a status effect?
No.
No, it would be a crit.
Okay. Is there anything else I can do then?
That's amazing. That's way. I was gonna try to take a stim pack next turn. That's way more healing than I would have gotten off that.
Also, that's all 6 with no dark sides used. So everybody gets your strain back too.
Equal amount
jeez.
of that they've been healed.
Yeah, you get 9 strain back. So
Yeah.
Well, there went all
Hillary.
my strain too.
Hillary walks into the middle of this triad of awfulness. And he just screams at the top of his lungs, just wordless for a moment. And then he says, "Fear is not a weakness. Fear is not darkness. Choices are darkness. And you chose the darkness every time. But I will not." And then everybody's healed. And Hillary's not in a great mental place, but doing okay because that die roll was 6 light, 2 dark, and I didn't need the dark.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take a strain, and I'm going to encouraging words Koba.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Heroes of the Hydian Way. You can find show updates on Twitter at The Hydian Way, and you can find me, Ben, on Twitter at Deuterium Ice.
You can find me at 12th Night. That's 12th Night with a K.
And I'm on Twitter at AcePicorito, AcePikorito.
You can find me at Ren Out of Time.
At Leslet GS or sobbing into my pillow.
We are all at thehydianway.com, where you can find previous episodes.
You can find more episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Plus, you can help us out by rating, reviewing, and subscribing.
We're also on Facebook as The Hydian Way. You can holocom us at heroes@thehydianway.com.
If you like what we do and want to support the show, you can find us at patreon.com/thehydianway.
Or you can send the team some credits for the Biscuit Baron after we survive this to ko-fi.com/thehydianway. I'm Harry, and I've forgotten how to speak. Stop. Rewind. Restart.
Outtakes.
And I'm Hillary.
Oh, that's good. Gudge is nice. Gudge is a good friend. I'm done.
I feel like such a tool.
It's like, where do I go with this?
I couldn't think of anything. I just wanted to make sure I asked something that Skip would ramble about to focus Skip's attention.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah, like that really is.
Oh, gosh.
All right.
What is this weekend coming to? Yesterday I stabbed somebody in the back, and today I'm letting people die.
You have really
No
shiny
one's
teeth.
dying today.
I think Carl is.
I said today. I find it very unlikely that he will be dead by the end of this episode.
Sure gonna try.
All right.
Strip him down 3 damage at a time.
Yes, the mirror of last episode.
Do we all suddenly have Van Dykes? Old pointy beards?
Pretty
Or a
sure
little
that's just
soul
all of
patch.
the acid on my scales right now. That's all.
Why is there acid on your scales?
Is that what corrosive means?
No.
Well, but the corrosive atmosphere rules do encompass a lot of things, including like acid and flame and.
Yeah. So this
Oh,
is
yeah.
sandstorm.
Corrosive just means that it will corrode a surface.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, my face does not like it.
Sand. You're getting really exfoliated.
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
Think of it like
Just
a day at the
like-
spa.
That sounds kind of nice.
Really exfoliated.
I mean, you
Look at
think
it
about
this
it.
way,
I'm,
your
I'm-
skin
I'm a
will be-
lizard. It's great.
As
The sand
soft
is
as
moving
the day
really
you were
fast.
hatched when we're done.
Yeah. It's okay. Trandoshan's molt, I'm sure.
Very smooth.
It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just, fast tracking that.
Yeah.
It also
So
means
to-
we don't have the scales all over the ship. That was just gross.
Look, don't judge.
I've often been noted as a good hugger.
Clarence actually lived for a really long time, skips like 1,000. That's adolescent by comparison.
I don't think I could find any info on their lifespans. I'll look again.
A lot of Star Wars species don't have them.
Yeah, unless they're extremely long or extremely short. I can't think of extremely short.
Or a little bit shorter. Trandoshans are a little bit shorter than humans, but...
It's just, I was going to point out, D1 has made virtually the same roll for the last couple, or same result.
Yeah, it kind of is, which is rude.
I'll take a hit. Like, be successful. Just, I'll take a despair or a bunch of threat.
Oh, I gotcha.
Somebody's
maybe
trying
improve.
to improved reflect.
Yeah, like, we haven't used that yet, so.
Okay.
Inquisitor building thing, it's...
Oh, it's probably a him thing.
It might be a him thing, it might also be a deeper harm. Could have sworn that was... The vampire thing is allies.
At least in the tree, it doesn't. It implies only themselves, and I kind of feel like Leslie's
also-
right, but I have to pull out the book.
Yeah. No, absolutely fair.
I think mine is just me, which is fine.
The only thing that I'll put forward that slightly shifts it is for Hillary's is you don't actually have to spend the pip to do the heal to fully vampire, whereas he actually has to spend a pip to do any heal on
If
him
I
or an ally.
recall, he did this when he harmed us and then he healed
Oh,
that
what's
other
his face?
person when we
Bounty
were
hunter.
fighting.
Yeah, he
in
healed
the
Dallin.
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably had this conversation, and indeed, if you look at the actual detailed rules, it's healing an engaged living creature, including himself, is an
Okay.
option. But
But that's the detailed rules, not the tree rules.
yeah, the tree talents and force things all have abbreviated rules. Like, none of them are... The things in the boxes are never meant to be completely comprehensive of the nuances, so you kind of have to go look for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
Alright,
are
well-
the same thing, but, like, the box is just trying to give you the, like, short version of what it does, and then the text is the... If you have specific rules questions,
Go to the text.
come here, because this is where we're
Yeah.
committing more words to
Oh,
it.
heal ward. Let's keep moving.
Is anybody other than Carl engaged with Koba?
No.
Okay.
Everyone is at least short range.
Okay, excellent. In that case,
I mean,
How are
there's
you doing
probably
that
some
then?
like Lady Doug out there who's really disappointed, but
yeah, well, she's about to take some strain. She'll get over it.
while Hillary's mathing, I have a question.
Free ranks
Do
of
I
magnitude.
continue marking down my wounds? I have down that I'm at 17 wounds out of 11. Does that mean I need to get healed 6 before I can get back up?
This actually is a tiny bit of an explanation instead of doing it by the book on account of for this season, we essentially have a house rule of getting healed by 1 to get you back up at your wound threshold. But you are supposed to keep track of it until double your wound threshold and then just nothing more happens. But every time you get hit beyond your wound threshold, you're supposed to take another crit.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah.
you would technically keep tracking up to 22, and then just as many crits.
That house rule really benefited Cav last season after a certain fall.
No, last season we were playing straight up.
Oh, is that why? That's why I was unconscious for a while. Never mind. I stand corrected.
Oh, well,
It
we had
was-
a dedicated doctor, so I think it
Yeah.
was like
There was
It was
that.
different.
easier
Well,
to deal with, maybe.
there was that, and also you had to yell the strain. Because
That's right.
medium range fall is like 30 and 30.